Hello and welcome back everyone to Quake 2 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries, and in this episode we'll be starting the factory unit, which is honestly one of the cooler and more comedic slash lore-driven units that we go through. As you can see, there are even guards here.
Yes.
I am looking for a secret that's not actually here. The secret that I'm thinking of is actually in the hangar unit. All right.
Does it also have a hidden wall?
Yes, but not. But again, that's the secret that I'm looking for isn't here.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go.
It's all right.
After we do some more exploring around here.
Because I also had been reduced to just slashing at walls in a game that will put fucking illusory walls in order to demoralize you.
That was one of the trademark things. That was actually not actually a good thing about Doom 1 and 2. The fact that they had walls that you had to actually press the interact key, and they were very poorly watermarked as such.
Yeah, like, hey, you want to feel like a game tester for a moment?
Like early on in the first unit, it's okay, but it gets really bad as the units in the games go on.
Too many secrets.
It's not that there are too many secrets. Like the most amount of secrets on a level I think is 11, but it's the fact that they're either extremely poorly hidden or not actually secrets and are fully required to complete the level. All right. New enemy type right here. Behold. Well, actually, we've not seen this enemy. This is the plasma. This is the plasma enhanced melee infantry unit. He is a joke. Just shoot at him with your super shotgun and melee range a couple of times, and he falls over. He does not have any range attacks, and is one of the very few enemies in the game without a range attack.
Yeah, that's a bit of a disadvantage, as we come to find in these asymmetrical first-person shooter situations, is sometimes the game is not to, shoot them before they shoot back. It's to kill them before they can get close enough to kill you.
Yeah. There are a couple
Which basically means,
there are a couple enemies in Souls-like games that are like that, and to be perfectly honest, I'm actually okay with a majority of them, assuming that they don't have too much goddamn health.
That would be Big Mushroom Man is one I'm thinking of. He's ridiculously slow, but if he touches you, you're going to regret it.
All right, there is a hidden level in this area. If you manage to sprint jump over the waterfall section over there, you can get to a hidden level. It is called the final countdown level. It is relevant because in deathmatch map and when you're playing it in the deathmatch map, it retains its gimmick of being a 10-second level where all you're doing is running around collecting additional supplies. It is honestly a really good area to get additional supplies if you need it. I'm not showing it off because I can never actually find it. I looked it up how to get into it after this run because I remember that it's there, and I kind of wanted to show it off, but yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get. I have only actually gotten into it before, like, once on accident.
Well, I'm already
and that was
lost.
That was back when I would have been 11, so I don't remember doing it.
There's a lot of elevator shafts and corridors. That's it, and then behind that door is another door that looks like it, but thankfully it's a loading screen, which means that we've actually found the thing we were supposed to. Yay.
Yep.
Shut down.
Here is the processing plant. Now this is where we get a good portion of the lore slash comedy that is in this unit.
What is your prime objective? Destroy Galactic Rangers.
The lore slash comedy that's in here is very dependent on how much of a biological vocabulary you have. I understand that now, but I still think a lot of these are somewhat humorous names. As we go through here.
For example?
We will get to see them shortly.
Oh, we get to see them. Nice.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. Because I love reading names, because that's one thing that I don't understand a lot of times is how the fuck did we even know what to call these things? Like, because of an arbitrary...
technically, they're going on... they're sounding an alarm slash PA system that's telling another character what's happened, but it's not actually voiced. So,
Are there subtitles for it?
yes, there are subtitles for it.
Okay, so at least we can hear what they're saying, despite them not having a voice. Those body parts are just kind of flopping in the water. That was weird.
Yeah. Oh, look, more slugs. Slugs
Lots
are the
of
ammo
slugs.
for the railgun that we just obtained, and the railgun
Sequence
is factually
completed.
the best goddamn weapon in the game. Here's our first one, the organic material liquefier.
Deactivated. I get to bump heads and make them dead.
More slugs. Alright, the reason why the railgun is the literal best weapon in the game is because it has infinite range, and regardless of how far you shoot something at, it's going to do a consistent amount of a boatload of damage.
Yep. Infinite range is nice.
The only problem that the railgun has is its relatively long reload speed. But it has to have that, or else you would just, be using it constantly and run out of ammo for it all the damn time. So, it's a balancing act. A lot of the Quake 2 weapons, to be perfectly honest, handle this balancing act quite well. The only ones that I think don't do it all that well are the base shotgun and the grenade launcher. Yeah, the grenade launcher. No, the grenade launcher's arc is not actually all that comfortable to use, and the base shotgun doesn't have enough damage on it to justify its relatively slow reload.
This looks like a job for
The super shotgun.
super shotgun. Tra-la-la.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Tra-la-la.
Ow. There's some health packets back here that I skipped over. Come on, pick up more health. Up over there.
I still
That's
to this
grenades.
day have not seen the Captain Underpants movie.
Neither have I. I hear it actually has some pretty good comedic moments in it.
Oh yeah, I mean it actually is a rather faithful adaptation of the book, right down to the part where they try to make sense out of the narrative that kind of takes you out of what's happening via non sequiturs and just have these talking moments for a moment that freezes time. Because they're creative.
Bioprocessing control unit.
Tra-la-la.
I have to be careful because I'm at relatively low health and armor, so I don't remember the processing plant being this taxing on any of my runs, especially my practice run. But yeah, my normal run through of this did not
Hmm.
go so well. I think that was the emulsifier.
The emulsifier. It's an ingredient that allows you to blend together corn and sugar byproducts. Or something. I see it in food labels all the time.
Arrow. And this one is called there it is, the emulsifying flesh press.
Emulsifying flesh press. See, this reminds me of the Big Daddy factory in BioShock. Basically, it's not really a factory; it's more like a school. But you have to go to the places. You have to assemble the body parts because you've been fighting Big Daddies the whole game. But where do they come from? How have they been
They
making
come from
them?
this place.
Yeah, like the cyborgs. They came from this place. And they apparently had to use all these different, really specific gadgets and stuff, like assimilating organic and non-organic materials.
Yes.
It kind of makes you almost feel something for them.
Oh no, it does not. Because they still have absolutely dickish enemy placement from time to time. So like that right there. That is a trick that Doom 3 does all the fucking time. It'll put an imp right behind the door where there was not an imp before.
I have met all 15 of your parents.
Enemy
They have
processing unit.
they've
Yay,
all
we
been
have saved the
deactivated.
Marines.
You are now terminated. Get bodied.
Yes, our male one voice is very grunty.
You know, that's
Damn it, I missed the health pack again.
Because unfortunately, he only has one soundbite for jumping.
For jump. He's got several different sound bites for hurt, but only one for jump.
So, got you. Because, well, that's true. We've definitely been getting hurt more often than we've been jumping.
Alright. We have one more difficult platforming section to go before we go close out this unit.
Everybody's jumping.
And it is this right here. This doesn't look so bad, right? You just got to make it over and then jump over. Oh, they're moving now.
I went out on a girl that went down to been laid. She had so many friends. I brought my pogo stick over to show him a trick. She had so many friends. Jump, pogo, 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 bounce, pogo.
Made it.
Jump, bounce, up, down.
And medium air unit.
Become a part of the cog. Become a gear.
Light air unit.
Needs more
also, shoot that, and it opens this up. Just a bunch of shells, honestly. But you know, it's always nice to know where the secrets are. And there we go. We have successfully finished the factory level.
So honestly, like, if we were on the cusp of completing this mission, I can totally see Thunder Horse being the song that sends you through the final enemy gauntlet to your final objective.
Acquired. Personnel located. Factory rendered inoperable. Proceed north to base
Alright,
area.
so here we go to our second big boss, a big gun.
Infiltrate and destroy.
Although that's
Big
not what this
gun.
enemy is called. This is technically the the aerial the Storgg aerial weapons platform that we're going to be. No, wait, no, we're not actually doing the big gun fight right now. But here, have another Storgg tank.
Hey, one of these guys again. Here's another guy who decided that he'd rather have a tank for a leg.
For the record,
wanted-
having tank for leg would honestly be a really cool thing for about the first hour, and then you realize, oh shit, I'm no longer compatible with houses. Fuck.
Like, well, it's weird because actually the U.S. military, I mean, we're not in the cyborg program just yet, but we do have like little handy robots that people can like pilot, not unlike the mechs you might see in anime. It's just like really small, scaled down, and helps them like move things like ammo or boxes or other shit. Can probably lift, you know, 5 to 10 times, or hell, even 100 times what a human could carry.
I don't think we're up to 100 times yet. I think most of the currently in use assistant droids are up to 10.
And that's, you know, practical applications on the battlefield.
Well, practical applications in support roles. Battlefield roles, not so much. But here we're gonna get our final weapon.
What? Where was the secret? Was it where we were
The
standing,
secret
or
is
was
on the left-hand side of the wall. There was a hole there that we blew up by detonating the explosive barrels.
Okay, because I might have to wag my finger at the game right there because I found that a little confusing.
Just a little. I mean, there was an explosive graphic on the wall when there normally wouldn't have been, so it was somewhat telegraphed.
That okay, well, I mean, it might behoove one to investigate because I think this game has come to tell us that secrets and destruction usually come in pairs.
Another railgun unit. And then, booyah! The BFG 10K. This fucking weapon. All right. You know how I was talking about how a good portion of the weapons are actually relatively well balanced when it comes to both weapon firepower and usability?
Yeah.
The BFG 10K is not. For 50 cells, yes, 50 cells, you're not allowed to modulate the expenditure of it. You can shoot a very large orb of cell ammo at a target, and this ball will track down enemies, much like the BFG in the BFG 9000 does in Doom 3. but it has the problem of it staying alive for a very short amount of time and having a majority of its damage capitalized on actually hitting with targets, as opposed to having a majority of its damage on the lasers it shoots out.
Nice. I'm sorry. I was a bit distracted by cleavage for a second. Which kind of brings me to my next question, Mr. Grenade, is we seem to be running into female enemies, female cyborg. How do you? I don't even know how you genderize a cyborg, because
don't worry, you
gender
can genderize them as
is
female. They have humanoid female characteristics specifically. So yes, you can genderize them as female if you so choose.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily make it a sex. So maybe I'm missing the narrative. Like, are these creatures trying to just pretend to be human, or while we overrun the clock?